Well, some people expected this would happen, but not many people were expecting it would happen this way, the way the BJP scrapped it in one go in the parliament. A lot of people thought that they will take it to the parliament. Sorry, not the parliament, they will decide it in the Supreme Court, because this case was listed in the Supreme Court since 2014, I think, but that proved to be a diversion. Ultimately, BJP undid it in the parliament. Normalcy, I don't think it is getting back to normal, because when the schools are not functioning, when the shops are not opening, when the government offices are not running to the full capacity in terms of attendance, how can you call it normal? This is now turning into more of a civil disobedience against what the government of India, the central government has done by abrogating Article 370 and 35A. That's why the parents are also apprehensive. They fear that if they send their kids to school, there might be violence, and nobody wants to risk the life of their kids. And also, then there is communication blockade. There is no way to keep track of kids. If you send your children to school, God forbid if something happens, how would you get to know? Because the phones are not working. So that is also impacting the situation. Abdullahs and Muftis, they are the main faces, political faces of Kashmir. But I think it will be very difficult for them now to reconcile with the new reality, because their entire politics has been based on that we enjoy a special status, we enjoy guarantees, constitutional guarantees that our distinct identity would not be diluted, or there will not be any attempt to change demography or settle outsiders. That was the bargain at the time of accession of Kashmir with India. But now maybe some politicians might fall in line ultimately, because without power a politician will not survive. So that possibility is also there. I think they are significant, because these polls will now they will elect chairmen for the councils, block development councils, and these chairmen will be very powerful. They will have deputy commissioners as the secretaries, and they will get lots of funds for development. This, I think, is the game plan of the government, to basically create a new leadership at the grassroots, and so that people connect and relate with them. But the problem with them is that there are no known faces. They are not crowd pullers. They don't have mass appeal. It will take a lot, basically, till these punch and sub-punches and municipal corporators will actually strike a chord with people. BJP's plans for Kashmir is that it wants to capture politically Kashmir. It has done so wonderfully well in Jammu. Now it has got its men on ground through these BDCs and punches and sub-punches. It has a good chance of getting its act together and set the ball rolling for a better political pie out of the whole JNK. Business, we have fruit, tourism, and handicrafts, and they have suffered all because of militancy, because of uncertainty in the last 3 decades. Now, when they were slowly and steadily limping back, and people had adapted to the situation in Kashmir, some business, some trade was happening. But now this abrogation and removal of 370, it has had a bad impact on whatever we were earning, whatever business was there. Now you see, the Apple is an 8,000 crore industry. Then, like rest of India, there were small startups, IT startups, small businesses that were gathering pace, and they have all suffered because of this communication blockade, because of this lockdown and restrictions. It will take a lot of time for people to come out of it. I think a lot of youth who are at the cusp of looking for a career, getting admission here and there, they are desperate for internet, because, as you know, internet is essential to fill forms, apply for different courses. That is not happening. Some of them have now shifted to Jammu and other places. Some don't know what to do. Internet is a fundamental right. essentially now. In I think in Kerala also, here also, the High Court recently said that it's a fundamental right when some warden banned internet facilities for girls in some institution. So you can very well imagine the kids and elders in Kashmir, since there is no social life, there is no night outs, there are no picnics, there are no multiplexes, there are no cinemas. People used to gather on the net. They would vent their frustration, have fun, make friends, have a laugh. But that is not happening now. This space has been cut suddenly, and that has frustrated me. I think it will have an impact because if you box people into a corner and don't allow them vent to their emotions and feelings, ultimately it will manifest in different mental issues. That's what a psychiatrist warned in Kashmir.